If you work in quality control at a candy factory, you know strict safety regulations come with the job. It's why you partner with Grainger. Grainger helps you find the high-quality and compliant products your business needs to inspect, detect, and help correct issues. And the sweetest part is, everyone gets a product that's as safe to eat as it is delicious. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
If it's happening in professional wrestling, we're breaking it down. The matches, the moments, the rumors, and yes, even the hot takes. This is Pro Wrestling Focus. No nonsense, no wasted motion, just pure wrestling talk. Now, here's your host, Cody Springer.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. WWE Elimination Chamber is tomorrow night. And I think tomorrow night, we're going to see some big things happen, for sure. I'm recording this on Friday, February 28th, so if anything happens, if any matches get added between tonight on SmackDown or right before Elimination Chamber, something big happens, then you guys know I recorded this, beforehand. So, but yeah, let's get right into the predictions and my breakdown of what I think is going to happen at the Elimination Chamber this Saturday, right here on Pro Wrestling Focus.
What is best for business is I main event WrestleMania. And what is best for business is, for the first time, I confidently say that I'm going to win a 17th championship. So I'm announcing tonight that I will compete in the Elimination Chamber. And I'm saying that because after 23 years of loyal service to this company, I feel that opportunity is earned. And yes, I'm flying back to Hungary to film a movie, so what I'm going to do is give my 5 other opponents 1 month to slander my name and bolster their self-confidence the best that I can. I told Toronto when I announced my retirement that I was grateful for the city and I would be back. And I would be back to kick ass. It is time to walk that talk and be who I say I am. I am going to the Elimination Chamber to win. And I'm going to main event my final appearance in WrestleMania and win a 17th championship. Because that's what's best for business.
As we inch closer to the Elimination Chamber, the stakes keep rising. With WrestleMania 41 right around the corner, every match on this card has the potential to shake up the road to WrestleMania in a big way. This just isn't another PLE. This is where the final pieces fall into place for WWE's biggest show of the year. So let's get into the Elimination Chamber predictions, and I'll just run down the card real quick. We have the big decision from Cody Rhodes. Will he sell his soul to The Rock? And then we have the unsanctioned match between Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. Then we have the WWE Women's Champion Tiffany Stratton teaming up with the Hall of Famer Trish Stratus against Nia Jax and Candice LeRae. And we have the Women's Elimination Chamber match. The winner will be facing either Rhea Ripley or Io Sky at WrestleMania for the WWE Women's World Championship. And the participants are Naomi, Bianca Belair, Liv Morgan, Alexa Bliss, Roxanne Perez, and Bayley. And then we have the Men's Elimination Chamber match, which will most likely be the main event. The winner will be facing Cody Rhodes for the WWE Championship at WrestleMania. And the participants for that match will be John Cena, CM Punk, Drew McIntyre, Logan Paul, Damian Priest, and Seth freaking Rollins. So yeah, we got quite the card for this show. But I want to start off with Cody Rhodes, the WWE Champion, American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, and the final boss, The Rock. All right, so here's the deal. Cody Rhodes is standing at a major crossroads. No pun intended. And it's one that could completely shift the direction of his career. The Rock showed up on SmackDown last week, and he told Cody straight up he doesn't want Cody's WWE Championship. He wants Cody to be his champion. He wants Cody's soul. And he's promising to make Cody's wildest dreams come true, making his wife's dreams come true, his daughter's dreams come true, including getting him into the upper echelon in wrestling, up there with the likes of The Rock himself, Stone Cold Steve Austin, John Cena, and boosting his Instagram followers. But to be honest, let's be real. Cody doesn't strike me as a type of guy who cares about Instagram followers or social media, status. But The Rock is trying to sell this idea that fame and fortune come hand to hand with selling your soul. But let's be real for a second. This kind of thing happens in real life too. You hear stories about musicians, actors, or people in all kinds of careers who feel like they have to make that kind of choice to get ahead. It's like they're faced with the decision to compromise their values, to sell their soul, just to climb the ladder of success. Excuse me. For some, it's about getting that next big break, that fame, that power. It's all tied up in the idea of getting what you want at the cost of something far more valuable, your integrity. It's a grim reality for some people, and while it might sound tempting on paper, it's not always worth it in the end. But, when you look at Cody and his history with The Rock, it's hard to imagine him even thinking about selling out like that. The Rock tried to take the spotlight from Cody last year at WrestleMania when he tried to steal his main event from him, tried to face Roman Reigns instead. He tried to make it all about himself. And then Cody said, no, screw you. I won the Rumble. I'm facing Roman Reigns. And then we got into the build-up, where The Rock bloodied Cody Rhodes on Raw, whipping him with a weight belt. And, then the whole Mama Rhodes thing, The Rock promising to put Cody's blood on the weight belt along with Mama Rhodes' tears at WrestleMania. I think if there was ever a time for Cody to tell The Rock to go to hell, this would be it. And yet, Cody's considering it. Why? Well, it's not about him anymore. Cody's got his wife, Brandy, his daughter, Liberty, and even Brody Lee Jr. to think about. He's got to think about, the Huber family, his Nightmare Factory students, and the whole group of people counting on him, the fans, even his nephews who are also wrestlers. The stakes are higher than ever. But I think at the end of the day, it's Cody Rhodes we're talking about here. A man that's built on principles, and one of those is loyalty to the fans. He's come too far to turn his back on the fans who've supported him, especially after everything he's gone through over the last several years with the torn pec, with, losing at WrestleMania 39, and then, almost getting the main event yanked away from him last year, and him winning the title finally and finishing the story. So my prediction, Cody's going to say no. He's going to reject The Rock's offer, and he's going to continue to be the champion of the people. Now, I know people are probably hoping for that Homelander, Cody Rhodes heel turn, or wanting him to go full heel and embrace his dark side, but I just don't see it happening right now. I think Cody's still got too much heart, too much fire to let that happen. I think we're still about a year or two away from the eventual heel turn, because it's going to happen. And when it does happen, it's going to be big. But for now, Cody will stay true to who he is, and that means telling The Rock, no, I'm not going to sell out. So yes, Cody Rhodes won't sell his soul. Moving on here to Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn in an unsanctioned match. Now, if you guys are unfamiliar with an unsanctioned match, basically there's no rules. There's no disqualifications, no countouts, and basically the referee can't do anything, no matter how bad things are getting, So basically this is WWE saying it's an unofficial match. It's not a sanctioned match, so technically WWE can't be held responsible for anything bad that's happening, even though, it's all storyline. But anyways, this is going to be a war. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn have been best friends for 2 decades. 2 decades of loyalty, trust, betrayal, and everything in between. These guys know each other inside and out. But this time, there's no room for any of that. Things are personal. And Kevin, he reignited this rivalry on the Raw after the Royal Rumble, attacking Sami Zayn after he lost to CM Punk in an Elimination Chamber qualifying match. And then Kevin hits him with the same move, the package pile driver, that he used on Cody Rhodes a few months ago at Saturday night's main event. Kevin Owens is pissed, and here's why. Sami did not help him when he was fighting Cody for the WWE Championship at the Royal Rumble. Instead of being there to help Kevin, Sami chose to be there for Kevin as a friend. He was concerned, making sure Kevin was okay when the blood was pouring down his face. But Kevin, he saw this as a betrayal, and that's why he's taking this so personally. Kevin just can't understand why Sami wouldn't help him, but wanted to help Roman Reigns in the Royal Rumble when somebody was attacking him in the corner. Kevin, he's upset. But, things don't stop there. Kevin took things further, filming himself outside of Sami's house, watching him with his wife and son. Kevin's out here trying to end Sami's career and claiming that Sami is selfish for making him want to do that. This isn't just your ordinary wrestling rivalry. This is a mental war that's going on. But despite all of that, I still think Sami Zayn's going to come out on top because I believe that Randy Orton is coming back. And he's coming back with one goal: revenge. Remember 4 months ago on SmackDown, Kevin Owens took Randy Orton out with a pile driver. And since then, Orton's been out of action. But now, things are building, I think, to an Owens versus Orton feud, culminating at WrestleMania. But Sami Zayn, even though I think he's going to win here, what happens next for him? Where does he go from there? His path to WrestleMania is completely up in the air. So I'm not sure what they're going to do with Sami Zayn in the next few weeks if he does win here, which I think he will. But, yeah, I'm not sure what they do with Sami from here. All right, let's go on to the next match here. We have Tiffany Stratton and Trish Stratus against Nia Jax and Candice LeRae. So it's Tiffy and Trish time here. Here at Elimination Chamber. Honestly, this match is the one that has me the least hyped for Elimination Chamber, and it's not because of who's in it. I just want to make that clear. I like Tiffany Stratton. I've always liked Trish Stratus, always been a fan. Nia Jax, not my favorite person in the wrestling business, but I do respect what she's been able to accomplish. And Candice LeRae, who I always thought has been a great worker in the ring, and I think someone who is definitely deserving of more opportunities. But at the same time, I just think the build for this match it just doesn't do it for me. It don't. Yeah, it's just been flat. Tiffany's title reign so far been a little underwhelming. I'm not gonna lie. I do think that she has had good matches. She had her first defense against Bayley, and I thought it was a good match. And even with Nia, they were having a pretty decent match. And then now you have Charlotte Flair, who's now looming as the next challenger. She won the Royal Rumble. She chose Tiffany to face at WrestleMania. And it feels like that Charlotte and Tiffany's upcoming match has been more of a focal point than this actual match itself. And now with Trish Stratus being in her hometown of Toronto, Canada, I don't see Trish and Tiffany losing. I think this is going to be another moment for Trish. The crowd's going to be behind her. And yeah, Trish and Tiffany are definitely going to come out on top. I do think Charlotte will be at ringside. I definitely think she will be. Which could set up some drama, maybe even confront Tiffany after the match. But yeah, this is more about setting the stage for what's coming next. Tiffany Stratton defending her title against Charlotte at WrestleMania. All right, let's go on to the Women's Elimination Chamber match. And the winner of this match will face either Rhea Ripley or Io Sky at WrestleMania for the WWE Women's World Championship. And that match is going to take place on Raw this coming Monday. But and even though I like Io Sky, I think she's definitely one of the best women's wrestlers in the whole world at the moment. And I think she's great. She ain't going to beat Rhea Ripley. No way. Rhea's definitely going to have a headline match at WrestleMania. She's going to walk in as the champion. But let's talk about the Women's Elimination Chamber. And I think this match is unpredictable, actually. This one was a tough one to call for me. I honestly, I couldn't really decide at first. But I think I'm going to go with Bayley on this one. But yeah, there's no clear winner in this match. The way that WWE built this up was a little weird. It didn't really seem that there was a whole lot of focus on the people in the match. Naomi and Bianca, they've been wrestling in matches, and Alexa Bliss got a vignette this past week on SmackDown. But yeah, it's been a little weird. And the outcome could go in multiple different directions. But Naomi and Bianca Belair, they seem like the strongest contenders in this match. But, they have the ongoing storyline with Jade Cargill, about her mystery attacker from months ago. And I think that this storyline is going to come to a head at Elimination Chamber. I have a strong feeling that Jade Cargill is going to return at the Elimination Chamber, and it's going to be revealed that either Naomi or Bianca Belair was the one who attacked her. I feel like it's going to be Naomi, but WWE could go with the shock reveal and go with Bianca Belair. That would turn Bianca heel. But either way, I think that takes both of them out of the equation. I don't think it's going to be either Naomi or Bianca who wins. Liv Morgan, she just wrapped up her feud with Rhea Ripley. While there's still tensions there, it's not a full-fledged feud anymore. And I think WWE is shifting focus for Liv, into more of this tag team with her and Raquel. And, they just won the Women's Tag Team Championships this past Monday on Raw. And I think they're going to defend the titles at WrestleMania. So I think that takes Liv out. Then there's Alexa Bliss. I love that she's back. I've seen her at the Royal Rumble. Great moment. She got a great pop. We're excited she's back. but she's just getting reestablished. And I think that they're clearly teasing something with her and the Wyatt Six. And to be honest, I would not be surprised if she gets eliminated due to some kind of eerie distraction from Uncle Howdy, or if something weird happens during the match that causes her to get eliminated. But it's related to the Wyatt Six. So yeah, I think Alexa's going to be, in a storyline with them, doing things with them. So yeah, I don't think she's going to be winning the chamber. And then Roxanne Perez, she's actually my dark horse pick to win the match. Roxanne, she's got all the talent in the world, but at the same time, she just made it to the main roster, and she's still appearing on NXT. So, but yeah, I think it's just too soon for her to get this big of a spotlight at WrestleMania. So I think that takes Roxanne Perez out of the equation. I do think they're building big things for her at the moment. Definitely, I think post-WrestleMania, I think you're going to see a lot of things from Roxanne Perez. But as of right now, yeah, going into WrestleMania, I don't see her in that big of a match. Not yet. So, process of elimination, that just leaves Bayley. Bayley, she's got the experience. She's had big WrestleMania moments before. And I think a match between her and Rhea Ripley would be fresh and interesting for WrestleMania. And then they could also tease a Bayley versus Io Sky rematch from last year's WrestleMania. But I don't see that happening. So if Bayley wins, I think she'll be facing Rhea, and that could lead to a really good match at WrestleMania 41. All right, now the main event, the likely main event of this show, the Men's Elimination Chamber match. Winner will be facing Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania. All right, let's talk about this because I truly believe we are on the verge of something massive happening. I'm going to call it right now. John Cena is walking out of the Elimination Chamber as the winner. It's all building towards one of the biggest WrestleMania main events in history. John Cena versus Cody Rhodes. But it isn't just about a dream match. It's about legacy, desperation, and maybe a John Cena that we've never seen before. Everything about Cena's path lately feels off. He didn't have to qualify for the Elimination Chamber. He just declared he was in. Cena just called his shot, saying, I will be in the Elimination Chamber match. And that's not the John Cena that we know. This is a guy who's spent his entire career preaching about hustle, loyalty, and respect, about earning everything. And suddenly just calls his shot, saying, I'm going to be in the Elimination Chamber match. I don't have to qualify. Okay. And let's not forget what he said in that same Royal Rumble press conference I'm referring to. He said, I will main event my final appearance at WrestleMania this year because it's best for business. That sounds a little corporate to me. Like Cena has spent years fighting against authority, against guys being handed opportunities. Now he sounds like a guy who's desperate. A guy who knows that this is likely his last shot at being the face of WrestleMania one final time. And that's why I think that Cena is turning heel. I think Cena is going to shock the world and align himself with The Rock. It makes all the sense in the world. It really does, because, Cena, he criticized The Rock for leaving WWE for Hollywood. Rock came back. They did their 2 matches at WrestleMania. And then Cena, as the years crowed away, went into part-time status as well. Started making movies just like The Rock. You know, he's becoming like The Rock. You know what I mean? So yeah, Cody Rhodes, like I said before, will refuse to sell out. He will reject The Rock's offer. But what if someone else takes The Rock up on that offer? What if John Cena, a man who has always played by the rules, finally decides he's done and he's just going to take what he feels is his? Just imagine the moment, that crowd reaction with John Cena shaking hands with The Rock. You know, finally turning to the dark side after 2 decades of being the ultimate good guy. You know, we've been craving this for so long. John Cena turning heel. You know, people used to complain for years, like, oh, I hate Cena, you know, this Super Cena bullcrap, you know, I'm tired of it. Well, I think we might finally get a John Cena heel turn. I think it might happen. And I think it would be an all-time WrestleMania, like, story here. Like, I think, you know, as long as they capitalize on this and do it right, then, man, I think we're going to have one hell of a moment, for sure. As far as the chamber match itself, you know, I see Roman Reigns returning here, and I think he's going to get involved in the Elimination Chamber match. You know, there's just no way that he's going to leave things unanswered after what happened at the Rumble. You know, Punk eliminated him. Seth Rollins stomped his head into the steel steps. So yeah, Roman has unfinished business with both CM Punk and Seth Rollins. So I think he's going to screw them both over here. You know, I see them getting wiped out because of Roman Reigns. You know, Roman wants to send a message, and I think this is going to set up the triple threat match that's been highly rumored for WrestleMania between Roman, Seth, and Punk. And now, you know, why won't we see Logan Paul, Drew McIntyre, or Damian Priest win? Well, Logan Paul, it's pretty simple. You know, he already had his match with Cody last year. And yeah, Logan Paul, you know, he's a name. You know, Logan Paul, he's, you know, climbing up there in WWE. And you see, here's the thing about Logan Paul. Like, people hate this guy. You know, like, they just do not like him. You know, they hate him because of, you know, of his past, how he was on YouTube, you know, as a content creator. And yeah, the storyline with Cody last year, going into, what was it, Crown Jewel? No, not Crown Jewel. It's one of the Saudi shows. I can't think of what it was. But yeah, him and Cody had their feud. And I just don't think WWE is going to run that back at WrestleMania. So Logan Paul, I think he's moving towards a match with AJ Styles for WrestleMania, which I think that makes sense because Logan eliminated AJ in the Rumble, and you know, they had an interaction on Raw this past Monday, so I think that's what they're going to go for. And then Drew McIntyre, I think he's the dark horse in this match, but I don't think he's going to win either. You know, I mean, Drew, you know, someone pointed out that Drew would be an excellent choice as well to be The Rock's corporate champion and everything. You know, and that definitely makes sense. You know, seeing as how the Drew and The Rock have a pretty good relationship backstage and everything, as we have seen. But I think Drew is either going to be facing LA Knight at WrestleMania or Damian Priest. As far as Priest goes, you know, he's had momentum too, but he's not the focal point of the match. I do think that WWE is going to be setting up bigger things for him, you know, whether he gets a big singles match or another title opportunity later on. So that leaves me to this. I think we're gonna get down to Cena and Damian Priest in the final stretch. Yeah, Priest has made his way in the main event scene over the past year. You know, he's a former world heavyweight champion, and people are still kind of on the fence about him in that spot, but standing toe-to-toe with Cena, in the closing moments of this match is going to do wonders for him. But just when it looks like Priest might pull off the biggest win of his career, the unthinkable happens. The music hits, crowd erupts, out comes the final boss, The Rock. So in a shocking turn, The Rock, he screws over Damian Priest, setting up the moment that will have the whole wrestling world talking. Cena, looking like he's conflicted at first, accepts The Rock's help, and just like that, punches his ticket to WrestleMania. It'll be an iconic moment. Cena and The Rock standing together, united. Man, that'll be a moment if they actually do it. But yeah, I mean, with Priest, I think, if he closes out the chamber with Cena, I think it's going to be a big rub for him without needing the win. So now the question is, how does WWE go about the aftermath of this? Because if Cena goes full heel, you can't just have him come out and cut a generic promo about why he did it. This has to be deep. It has to be personal. Cena has to make us believe that he's justified in his decision. And as for Cody Rhodes, he has to be the last man standing against the machine, against everything he's fought for to change about the business. And that will be the main selling point for John Cena and Cody Rhodes for WrestleMania. But yeah, if WWE does this right, we are looking at one of the most compelling road to WrestleManias in quite some time. And if I'm right, then holy crap, it will be definitely interesting. If it does happen, wow, I'm just thinking about it. I mean, I hope they go down this route. I hope they don't turn Cody heel. I want him to see the babyface in this scenario because it makes sense. But wow, I mean, you got to think about how crazy that would be if they actually go through with this. But yeah, guys, let me know your thoughts. Do you agree with my predictions? Do you disagree with my predictions? Let me know. You can follow me on Instagram at the Cody Springer. And you can also follow the official Instagram for the podcast, which is at Pro Wrestling Focus. All right, guys, take care. Those are my predictions for the Elimination Chamber. Enjoy the PLE on Saturday, and I'll be back up here next week to talk about the fallout. Take care. Talk to you soon.